also She-Hulk.
Fan, you know?
Yeah, She-Hulk too.
Was such a trashy series.
They had good, but see, it's weird on that one, right? So it could have been a hell of a lot better. Absolutely, they should have had more fights.
That was terrible.
That was so bad because I got excited that they built something up really good. They did. It was comic book accurate.
Yes, I know that.
She did sleep around with everybody. But the twerking thing at the end.
Megan Thee Stallion?
Megan Thee Stallion, first of all, that pisses me off because what is her talent besides twerking? What is it?
Rapping badly.
Rapping?
Right, so there's no talent. She just has a fake booty with terrible eyelashes, Egyptian makeup on, and she just twerks. Like, that's the role model for my daughter. Like, that's why I get mad.
She's what the world... Yeah. Now, us as Christians, we don't adhere to this, but she's what the world would consider a boss-ass bitch.
Yeah, and that doesn't make sense to me. No. Because, all right, this is where I get yelled at a lot, right? So I'll go down this rabbit hole. I don't believe that women's rights fought for this.
Oh, I agree with you.
They fought so you weren't be called, like, they were protesting Tupac's videos because he was calling them bitch, and then they had to explain the word bitch, why it wasn't really that offensive. Bitch is a bitch. Sorry. It's offensive. And they got tired of being treated as pieces of meat. They wanted respect. They wanted equal pay because at that time they weren't, let's be real, they couldn't be lawyers. They weren't allowed to do that. They weren't allowed to do anything. So now everybody has their rights pretty much, right?
Yeah.
So you still do the things that they fought that you didn't have to do. So, like,
this is a propaganda.
Like a union job is like an OnlyFans job. Like, mind-blowing. Like,
I'm going to consider this like an unplugged moment.
Oh, hey, see, we got him in there. My man, I'll cheers to that.
I'm just saying, like, and not to get too political, because we could go on. That's a whole nother podcast.
That's a whole other podcast.
But postmodern feminism as a institution has ruined women. They're
and a lot of women don't like it.
Their
they just don't broadcast that on the
TV
TV and social media. You know,
social media.
They won't do it because everything you do, even there was an individual that was going to work for me, and there's many out there, so they could just guess who they are when they hear this, and if the shoe fits, then it is what it is. But the fact that, like, oh, this is my workout, and then you see it everywhere. This is my workout, this is my bicep workout. But your ass is involved. You know what I'm saying? Everything's your butt. Everything's this. And let's be real. We all fall for the traps. Everybody liked it here and there. But it's to the point, like, that's it. Right. That's your advertisement of your page. That's what sells all the time. I don't understand that. Like, it drives me nuts. Like I said, we all liked it. We all viewed it. You can't get away from it, honestly. It's literally on everything that you turn on.
I feel like it's just a whole generational thing. Because, like, you really think about it, like, in your generation, you had women that weren't like that at all, really.
No. And if I called a woman an it or used these pronouns now, they punch me in my face.
Yeah.
And when was an it okay to be called?
And, like, even me and Mike have just like a little bit of a gap between us with our generation. Because he's like 6-7 years older than me.
I'm a millennial. I'm the last year millennial. I'm
Gen Z. I'm Gen Z. Yeah. So, basically, like, you know, Mike's type of females are like, there's 50-50 of them. There's like 50 that are, you know, the weirdos today, and then 50 that are still like part of the old generation, you know? Yeah. Like normal girls. But for me, bro, I can't get away from anything. Nothing.
And that's why I'm afraid for my daughter, because if you think about it, each generation had stuff that we shouldn't have listened to. Like, let's be real. Like, me growing up younger, listening to DMX and what he was saying was not the greatest thing in the world.
Right.
But there was a difference. You had to buy the CD to hear that stuff.
Sure.
You don't have to buy the CD. It's on there. Yeah. It's Nicki Minaj. Just eat my booty like groceries. I can deep throat this, but you can't cook. You can't. And everybody's like, oh, what do you mean you can't? The women don't belong in the kitchen. I'm not saying that. But you can't be mad at for what people are DMing you about. You can't get offended by that, because I like how Dave Chappelle put it in the Dave Chappelle series. He's like, you know, if I wear a cop uniform, you're going to think I'm a cop, right? Mm-hmm. So he's like, all right, so if I'm dressing as a whore, what do you think you do? I'm not like this way. Well, you're advertising something totally different. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm not saying don't dress sexy and cute or whatever, but you got to have some type of respect for yourself at the end of the day. What are these people right now teaching my daughter that's going to be 12 right now? Botox at like 20 and 18, fat lips that don't make any sense to me at all. And I'm going to get some flack with this because I know a lot of people with this. But it just, guys don't like that. I told my wife, if you want fat lips, you know, I don't do that. I really don't do that. I'm only kidding. You know, but still, it's free of charge. You know. But still, like, think about that. Like, you're doing Botox and stuff to look like filters, the false advertising anything, and then when you see them in person, they get mad that you're like, what?
No, bro, did I
what
send you
is
that filter video, that TikTok?
That puts you, like, your dimples in your face, it gives you a chin, and then I see you in person, you got acne, all like connected dots. You know what I'm saying? You have 4 chins.
Right.
You know, like, and then, or the photo is from like 20 years ago when you were somewhat good looking.
Yes.
I gotta show you guys.
Catfish is real, but then they'll get mad at a man for saying, like, I'm 5'7". I'm going to tell you I'm 5'9".
Yeah.
But you're posing with makeup, a filter, fake lips, fake face, and I'm the wrong one that's false advertising. That doesn't make sense to me. I'm going to get a lot of crap.
It's so wild.
Listen, I don't even...
Tyler wrote the script. So just let everybody know.
We're just reading off the teleprompter.
We're going to tell them, yeah.
Nah, because, like, even just coming from my generation, that literally I would say, I could honestly say 90% is that type of way in my generation, even for guys and girls. But, like, it's like I came out different. Like, it's just...
It was all about your upbringing.
Obviously, like, I've had a Christ background my entire life. Still am. Still really involved. You know, we're all 3 of us together have a relationship with Christ. And, like, see, the thing is, even though that was, like, the major part of my background, like, there's still such big influences, and, like, I just can't deal with it. Like, it's not like I don't want to date anybody. Obviously, like, right now, I just want to work on, like, my own things, my own type of business or whatever. Like, there's times I find girls, like, because, to be honest, on TikTok recently, I have been blowing up a little bit. And I'll be...
See, if I had my maracas, I'd shake them for you right now.
That makes one of us.
But now I get DMs. I get like DMs on TikTok. Sometimes the girls. I've made a pretty few mutual friends already on TikTok, and a lot of them are girls, and like they're just like into anime stuff like me and all other stuff as well. But like.
Plot twist, it's just been me on fake accounts.
Yeah, on fake account. We're gassing them up a little bit.
I'm wearing wigs in all these photos and putting a filter on my face. I'm just like, hey, Ty.
Hey, Tyler.
I saw your TikToks. I really love anime.
Look at that chest of yours, Tyler.
I hear you're into sneakers. He's like, how'd you know that?
Nah, yeah, but like, it's because like, I'll be like, oh, wow. I'll be honest, because, you know, I'm a guy, like, I'll see, like, their profile pic, and it's, like, a picture of them. Like, oh, all right, this girl's actually kind of good looking. I'll go on the profile. It's, like, the pronouns, any pronouns. It's he, sure, they, them. I'm like, yo, I don't even follow them. I'm just like, you know what? I'm just getting away. Because I'm just like, this is retarded. Like, like, obviously, that's not a Christly-like background that they have as well. And it's obviously not showing it. But, like...
Because they're not identifying as what their God-given identity is in gender roles and everything else.
Even the phrase of being a parent is getting taken away in a hospital. So, like, they actually want to change it to something that we used to call disrespectful back in the day. What is now logical is being called a sperm donor. So I'm pretty sure that was used for other things. You know what I'm saying? So you want to be a parent? Yeah, not mother, not father. It's sperm donor. So, yeah, that sounds really good on that piece of paper when you read that out loud. And then you don't have to pick the sex of your child when they come out. I don't
I've heard that, like, the child is born and they don't say the sex of the child and they let the child decide on their own when they're older.
Regardless of what you believe or not, honestly, at the end of the day, like, let the child have their own choice in a way. And to say, like, you can plant a seed. It could grow as a flower or it could grow as a weed. It really depends how the plant is watered. But why force it down their throat? Because they're teaching sex education at, like, 4th grade. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
That's indoctrination.
You know what I'm saying? And the fact that, like, we're pushing that more and more. And then even with the bathroom situation, I bring this up a lot with him. I don't know if you heard about it with the being a cat.
The kitty litter.
And the kitty litter thing. They have a kitty litter in certain schools. So if you identify as a cat.
I heard something like that.
Mm-hmm. How is that not child abuse? And apparent forfeiters in that school districts, local, are allowing it, and they're wearing, like, ears and shit. Like, how is that not child abuse?
But can you
if I saw my daughter taking a shit, in a kitty litter, I don't know what I would do.
How do you like? You could probably use that
as
an excuse to get out of any test because cats can't take tests.
Yeah, yeah.
I
But then
identify
you're
as
gonna
a
wonder
cat.
why your
I'm
kids
just
have
gonna
so
put
many
paw
problems
prints on
when
my
they get
page.
off. Like you're gonna put that on your job resume? Like I'm not taking this job because you don't have a kitty litter in your bathroom.
No,
think about that.
What
And you go in an
qualifies
interview
a
with
cat
a
to do any
tail and
job?
an ear, and with ears and a tail, and you go in a job interview. Just think about that. If you want to pursue this long as your career as being a fluffy, what is it, a furry? Like
furry.
Furry. Oh, jeez. See that the fact that you guys even know what I'm talking about. You know, this is like a real topic that you would think that was in a Twilight Zone. You know what I'm saying? This is. I said it since COVID. This is the longest Twilight Zone episode ever in history. I'm waiting for the guy to open up this door right now and say, "This is the story about."
between COVID and the vaccine and all this other,
They had great timing brainwashing
politics.
Everybody during it.
Well, we're living in an episode of Black Mirror easily.
Dude, that is crazy that you said that. I even said it on our very first podcast, and there's a couple episodes that are literally what we're living in right now. There's one with the guy that had the memory chip in his mind, caught his wife cheating as he was able to play everything back. Then you have the other one, if your social media account wasn't high enough, you couldn't even get to Starbucks.
Well,
you were blocked
they're
out.
doing that in China.
Then they have the COVID stuff too.
They
It's
have
very
like
similar.
not a social media, but it's like a social status credit score.
Yeah.
And if it's not high enough, or if you say something bad against the president,
That you'll bring it down, and so
can't
now
fly. You can't go on planes.
you
can't
won't let me in this daughter podcast with you if the cool thing was 1,000 and I got dropped to 5 because of my negative comment, and I like 500. You wouldn't let me in. I couldn't get in because I